Excited to welcome you here to an evening with Edgar Allan Poe. So for those of you who might not know what devised theater is, usually you start with a script. You show up to the first day of rehearsal, there's a script that's been worked on, that's been lovingly crafted by a playwright. It may or may not have had many, many productions in the past. If it's a classic, then it's withstood the test of time. Here we did not start with a script. We started with nothing but source material. Sometimes the source material is a story, sometimes it's a work of art, a song, an idea, a theme. With this piece, we started with the life and work of Edgar Allan Poe. So we took his biography, we took his pieces, his poetry, his short stories, and we started to create improvisations, verbal improvisations, coming up with text. Physical improv. Come on in. Find a seat. There's some seats over here, and seat next to you. Then help scooch and make room. And we started with physical improvisations, finding ways to tell the story physically. We amassed a series of theatrical pieces that acted as sort of raw material. And we went through that raw material, we analyzed it, we looked at it, and we kind of started to piece it together. Behind those curtains, there's a big whiteboard with all sorts of scenes and ideas on it. We're crossing things out and adding new things and twisting and contorting. And every Friday, we would share all the work that we had. And somehow, magically, over the past couple of months, we ended up with a script. We ended up with a piece. And we set it in the Providence Athenaeum, which is the Providence library that Edgar Allan Poe used to write in when he would pass through Providence. And he met and courted Sarah Helen Whitman, a Providence-based poet and spiritualist. And they had a torrid love affair. They got engaged to be married, and that is what we're focusing our story on. So I hope you enjoy what you see here. I would love to engage with all of you and hear your thoughts and ideas. I'd like to develop these fall devised theater pieces. We did a devised piece last year. This is our second. We're going to do more in the future. I'd like to get this published. I would like to get these fall devised pieces published out into the world. I would love to revisit this show and do it again out in the world somewhere, at a theater festival, the Edinburgh Fringe Festival in Scotland, the New York Fringe Festival. So we're dreaming big, we're thinking big here at the theater program. We want to use the theater program as a sort of ambassador out to the world to show the amazing good work and the amazing learning that happens here at Bristol. And I hope that you will all help be a part of that. Come participate in the theater program as audience members. Let us know, engage in conversation with us. Let us know what you think. Come and take a class with us. We're running all sorts of very exciting classes next semester. Come and audition. We welcome everybody to be in our shows. Come and audition for Canfield Drive coming up next, and Our Town after that. So please participate in this theater program. It is our theater program, and it is an instrument of conversation and learning for this campus, for this college. So that's all I have to say. I hope you enjoy the show, and I hope to connect with all of you in the future. Thank you.
Here. What do you want? it when they told me. But of course it ended that way.
Ye who read are still among the living, but I who write shall have long since gone my way into the region of shadows. For indeed strange things shall happen, and secret things be known, and many centuries shall pass away, ere these memorials be seen of men. And when seen, there will be some to disbelieve, and some to doubt, and yet a few who will find much to ponder upon in the characters here graven with a stylus of iron.
What is this? What do you want? Is this what you want? Fine. Hear the sledges with the bells, silver bells. What a world of merriment their melody foretells. How they tinkle, tinkle, tinkle in the icy air of night, while the stars that oversprinkle all the heavens seem to twinkle with a crystalline delight, keeping time, time, time in a sort of runic rhyme to the tintinnabulation that so musically wells from the bells, 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 from the jingling and the tinkling of the bells. Hear the mellow wedding bells, golden bells. What a world of happiness their harmony foretells. Through the balmy air of night, how they ring out their delight from the molten golden notes and all in tune. What a liquid ditty floats to the turtle dove that listens while she gloats on the moon. Oh, from out the sounding cells, what a gush of euphony voluminously wells. How it swells, how it dwells in the future, how it tells of the rapture that impels from the ringing and the swinging of the bells, 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 of the bells, 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 from the rhyming and the chiming of the bells. Hear the loud alarm bells, brazen bells. What a tale of terror now their turbulence he tells. In the startled ear of night, how they scream out their affright. To which horrified to speak, they can only shriek, 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 mercy of the fire. In a mad expostulation to the deaf and frantic fire, leaping higher, 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 with a desperate desire and a resolute endeavor. Now to say or never by the side of the pale-faced moon. Oh, the bells, bells, bells. What a tale of terror there tells of despair. How they clang and clash and roar, while horror they outpour in the bosom of the palpitating air. Yet the ear fully knows by the twanging and the clanging how the danger ebbs and flows. Yet the ear distinctly tells by the jangling and the wrangling how the danger sinks and swells. By the sinking and the swelling and the anger of the bells, of the bells, of the bells, 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 in the clamor and the clangor of the bells.
Nevermore!
Hear the tolling of the bells.
Iron bells.
But
In a world of solemn thought their monody compels. In the silence of the night, we shiver with the fright, the melancholy menace of their tone. Every sound that floats from the rust within their throats is a groan. And the people, Ah, the people, they that dwell up in the steeple all alone, and who tolling, tolling, tolling in that muffled monotone, feel a glory in so rolling when the human heart is stone. They are neither man nor woman, they are neither brute nor human. They are ghouls, and their king it is who tolls, and he rolls, 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 rolls a paean from the bells, and his merry bosom swells with the paean of the bells, and he dances and he yells, keeping time, 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 in a sort of runic rhyme, to the paean of the bells, keeping time, 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 in a sort of runic rhyme, to the throbbing of the bells, 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 to the sobbing of the bells, keeping time, 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 as he knells, 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 in a happy runic rhyme, to the rolling of the bells, 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 to the tolling of the bells, 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 to the moaning and the groaning of the bells.
Reynolds! 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 Reynolds!
I'm sorry, excuse me. I don't mean to bother you, but do you know a word for the sound a bell makes?
What?
A bell. Ringing, jingling, I need more.
Tinkling,
I got it.
chiming,
Come on.
clanging.
I got it. Clang, clash, roar.
What about screaming?
Ooh. I like that. Screaming. I like the way you think. How about hammer?
No.
But you can hammer a bell, though.
You can hammer a bell, but bells don't hammer.
But when you hit it...
I don't think so.
Okay. Thank you. Sorry to bother you.
Tintinnabulation.
Edgar Allan Poe.
Sarah Helen Whitman. What was that? Who is Reynolds? Where did you... How did you get in? Who are you?
Who are you?
I'm Sarah. Did you know Edgar?
My Edgar?
How did you know Edgar?
Well, he's my nephew.
Nephew? You're Mariah.
Yes, but who are you?
I was Edgar's fiance.
Fiance? No, he was married to my Virginia.
I feel like things didn't end very well, and I just really would like, can you please just...
I know who you are.
I feel like he needs... Can you please just tell me something?
Girl, there's no help that you can give him.
But he won't stop. He keeps coming to me. He's coming, and I hear him, and I see him.
Girl, you are wasting your time. I know Edgar very well, and there's no help that he needs from somebody like you. When he first came to stay with me, he would have these horrible nightmares. He would call out for me. He would yell, Muddy, Muddy, I'm scared, and I would go to him. And he would tell me about his fears. He had such horrible demons. He didn't make it easy, but Virginia and I, we tried to be there for him. We loved him. You didn't love him. You left him. You wasted all your time with that damn ether. There's no help that Edgar needs from someone like you.
I'm not just someone. I was his fiancée.
I have read letters from hundreds of girls just like you.
He wrote poems about me.
Fiancé?
Fiancée!
Sarah, the love of his life, died.
He loved me.
No, he told me all about you.
He loved me.
Yeah, I know everything about you.
Well, what did he tell you?
He told me all about you.
What did he tell you? Answer me!
Then it's better. Family. Happiness.
Edgar,
I know all about
For
you.
the first time in a long time.
I know everything about you.
he loved
Family
me.
strengthening.
No, he told me everything about you.
Then
He
singing.
loved me.
Thousand. The spirits
Ben
of the
told me
dead
all
will stir in
sing
life
songs
for
here.
thee
Right all
again,
over.
in death
Not
around
again.
thee.
Edgar,
Reynolds.
please.
Reynolds.
Just
Fiancé,
Thousand.
but never wife.
Eddie!
Virginia!
Ty, you're in. Are you all right?
I'm the big, scary monster!
No! You will not terrorize this kingdom anymore.
But that's what I must do, I must kill!
No! Don't kill anyone.
But that's what I was made for!
You can be made to love.
Love? What is love?
This is love. Come here!
No!
Ha!
No! Get away from me, mortal
Get
being!
back here!
No!
All you eat is love.
No! Love is my one true weakness.
So, do you have any new poems or stories?
Edgar, can you please just look at me? Can you please just look at me?
I saw thee once only, years ago. I must not say how many, but not many. It was a July midnight, and from out a full-orbed moon that, like thine own soul, soaring, sought a precipitate pathway up through heaven. There fell a silvery silken veil of light, with quietude and sultriness and slumber, upon the upturned faces of 1,000 roses that grew in an enchanted garden, where no wind dared to stir, unless on tiptoe, fell on the upturned faces of these roses that smiled and died in this parterre, enchanted by thee and by the poetry of thy presence. Was it not fate that on this July midnight, was it not fate, whose name is also sorrow, that bade me pause before that garden gate to breathe the incense of those slumbering roses? No footsteps stirred. The hated world all slept, save only thee and me. I paused. I looked, and in an instant, all things disappeared. Ah, bear in mind this garden was enchanted. The pearly luster of the moon went out. The mossy banks and the meandering paths, the happy flowers and the repining trees were seen no more. The very roses' odors died in the arms of the adoring airs. All expired, save thee, save less than thou, save but the divine light in thine eyes, save but the soul in thine uplifted eyes. They would not go. They never yet have gone, lighting my lonely pathway home that night. They have not left me as my hopes have since. They follow me, lead me through the years. They are my ministers, yet I, their slave. Their office to illumine and enkindle, my duty to be saved by their bright light, and purified in their electric fire, and sanctified in their Elysian fire. They fill my soul with beauty, which is hope. They are up in heaven. The stars I kneel to in the sad, silent watches of my night, while even in the meridian glare of day I see them still. Two sweetly scintillant Venuses unextinguished by the sun. Sarah Helen Whitman, will you marry me?
Yes. Why are you showing me this? Are you trying to blame this on me? This wasn't my fault. Don't blame me. You brought this on yourself. Don't blame me. Poor boy. Did you know Edgar? He was just an orphan. How did you know him? He was like a son to me. Such a sweet boy. Are you Jane? He had a darkness inside of him. Jane, he loved you. He loved you just like a mother. Poor boy. Jane? He was just an orphan.
Comfort. Home. The void is
Jane,
filling.
such a sweet boy. Is this your friend's mother?
Wait, no, it's different this time.
Edgar.
Pain. Void increasing.
Is this...
Not again.
There was a darkness inside of him.
Reynolds.
Such a sweet boy. The day I died, all I remember... Just let me go. Please, just let me go. How long are you going to be in Providence?
A week, and then I'll be back next month.
I hate for you to be gone so long.
Me too.
Come on, just one more week. We have so much
I
to
can't.
plan. We have the wedding. Come on,
I
just
can't.
one more
I have
week.
to meet someone.
Who?
Virginia's mother. It's coming up on the anniversary, and we always make a point to go to the grave every year. And
I'm sorry. Of course. Of course. Do you know, I never go to my husband's grave. It's like I still feel him with me. It's like I still feel his spirit alive with me. But when I go to his grave, that's the one place where it feels like he's dead.
well, if you always feel him with you, how does he feel about me?
He approves.
That makes one person.
Just give them time. They don't know you like I do.
Mm-hmm.
Before you go, can you just remember your promise?
Yes, I promise. No more drinking. I won't forget. Now, with the little time we have left, I found something that might cheer you up. If thy sad heart pining for human love, and its earth's solitude grew dark with fear, lest the high sun of heaven itself should prove powerless to save. You read it.
No.
Yes, you read it. You read it so much better than I do.
No.
But you wrote it
enough.
for me because you love me so much.
This was before I knew you, and I didn't know that.
Well,
I was.
I love it. I'll always keep it with me. I'll always keep it with me. I'll always keep it with me.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry I left you. I left my soul behind that day. I tried time and time again to quit, but I'm a drunk. You don't know what it's like taking food from the mouths of your children just to drink every day. You don't know what it's like. I had this vision I was gonna be a great actor. I married a girl, your mother, you and her for my soul. I lost my soul. But I was no good. I would stand on stage and I would feel the hatred, the audience, the critics, everyone. Money stopped coming in. Whatever money I had, I wasted them. I'm a drunk. Your mother deserved better than me. You deserve better than me. You were just born. You were just a baby. But hey, you turned out better without me, didn't you? Yeah, you turned out better without me. You deserve better than me.
Reynolds!
Come on the table! Come on the table!
Yes, sir! Reynolds! 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 Reynolds!
Come on,
Reynolds!
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 He makes up alcoholist historians. What is the problem? Give us a boyfriend! Give us a boyfriend now! I'm on it!
Yes, I've been working on this one for a little bit. Tell me what you think. So there's this young man who lives in this house with this older man. And the old man has this weird blue eye and it just fills him with despair. So gradually he decides to kill the old man. But he loved him. He loved him, that's the thing. He didn't hate him. He didn't want his money. It was the eye. So for 7 long nights he crept into the old man's room, sticking his head and a lantern in, opening it just so it shone on the damned eye. And at midnight, on the 8th night, he sprang up on the old man, dragging him off the bed, crushing him with the bed. Oh! The deed was done. He killed the old man, chopped off the head, then the arms, and then the legs, and he stuffed them in the floorboards so carefully no human eye could detect it. Then he hears the beating of his heart. But he killed him. He can't still be alive, can he? Then he hears a knocking at the door. For you see, the old man has shrieked once only, just enough for a neighbor to hear. And he welcomed the policeman in. Oh, yes, welcome. There's nothing to worry about here. It was just a bad dream. It was my night terrors. Oh. And then he sat them down, maintaining his composure, and sat himself over the very spot where he buried the old man. Then he hears the beating of his heart. There's no way he can still be alive. They must hear this. They're mocking me. They were mocking him. And it grew louder, 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 louder till he couldn't take it anymore. Villains, he shrieked. Here, tear up the planks. Is the beating of his hideous heart. Ah. So what do you think?
Wow. I love it! So, the eye. What was it about the eye?
Oh, I forgot. The young man has this disease that makes his senses extra sensitive. So even just looking at the eye makes him shudder in horror.
So the eye just looked weird.
Well, it was grotesque. It was the window to a cold, judgmental, unfeeling, unlovable man.
But you said he loved the old man.
Right. Well, it's complicated.
What if you told it from the man's perspective?
The old man?
No, the other man. Have him say, look, I know this looks bad, but I did it for a good reason. So he can make a case for himself.
Huh. True. Nervous. Very, very dreadfully nervous I have been and am, but why will you say that I am mad? The disease had sharpened my senses, not dulled, not destroyed. Above all was the sense of hearing, acute. I heard all things in heaven and in the earth. I heard many things in hell, but why will you say that I am mad? Hearken and observe how healthily, how calmly I can tell you the whole story. Love me.
Make a name for yourself.
I'm trying.
You're a drunk.
He told me about you.
Who?
Edgar.
Oh. I'd rather not talk about him.
Why?
I actually think I'd like to leave.
No!
Pardon me, but who are you exactly?
I was Edgar's fiance.
Was. He was my son.
Adopted.
Yes, but I gave him everything he needed.
You gave him everything that he needed. You denied him. You shut him out. What he needed was love, support, comfort. You never gave him any of that. You didn't support his work, nothing. He came to you on your deathbed, and with your last breath, you wouldn't even let him in.
All right.
Ugh, no. You didn't let him say goodbye. You didn't even leave him a thing in your will. You never accepted him. You never accepted him as part of your family. You never accepted him as a son. Was that the love that he needed? Was that the father that he needed?
All right. Now, who the hell do you think you are, huh? Who are you to lecture me about love, support, and comfort? I took him in when his parents died. I saw that he needed help, and I did everything within my power to give it to him. I tried to show him how the world works. Time and time again, I would try to set him straight. Again and again, I would drag his drunken body into my home. I was his father. I was there for him 18 years. Who were you exactly, huh, sweetheart? How long did you last? What were you? The weekly special? Just another romantic escapade? One in 10,000 other pretty faces who said the exact same things you did. You're trying to put this all on me, aren't you? Huh? You're trying to blame everybody but yourself. Well, if you think he was some cheerful, happy boy before I came along, I'm afraid you're mistaken. I'm assuming you're familiar with his work.
All of his work.
His work? Not quite. You weren't there to see the scraps of paper he would leave around?
So?
Full of dark, hateful, murderous crimes. You weren't there for that. The boy was haunted. His talons were of an order that would never
But he
prove
was
comfort for their
talented.
possessor. So if you think I would sit on my hands and help him kill himself, I'm afraid you are mistaken. I think I'd like to leave.
Before he died, he was screaming Reynolds. Do you know what that might mean?
Don't blame me, all right? It wasn't my fault. He brought it on himself.
Who was Reynolds?
Don't blame me.
Where am I?
You're in Providence.
What happened?
You took laudanum and you nearly died.
I'm still alive.
Why don't you sing something for us, Virginia?
All right.
Low lie the fields of Athenry, where once we watched the small free birds fly. Our love was on the wing, we had dreams and songs to sing. It's so lonely round the fields of Athenry.
It was many and many a year ago, in a kingdom by the sea, that a maiden there lived whom you may know by the name of Annabel Lee. And this maiden she lived with no other thought than to love and be loved by me. I was a child, and she was a child in this kingdom by the sea. But we loved with a love that was more than a love, I and my Annabel Lee, with a love that the winged seraphs of heaven coveted her and me. And that was the reason that long ago, in a kingdom by the sea, that a wind blew out of a cloud, chilling my Annabel Lee, so that her highborn kinsman came and bore her away from me, to shut her up in a sepulchre in this kingdom by the sea. The angels, not half so happy in heaven, went envying her and me. Yes, that was the reason that long ago, in a kingdom by the sea, that a wind came out of a cloud by night, chilling and killing my Annabel Lee. But our love, it was stronger by far than the love of those who were older than we, of many far wiser than we, and neither the angels in heaven above nor the demons down under the sea can ever dissever my soul from the soul of the beautiful Annabel Lee. For the moon never beams without bringing me dreams of the beautiful Annabel Lee. And the stars never rise, but I feel the bright eyes of the beautiful Annabel Lee. And so all the night tide I lie down by the side of my darling, my life, and my bride, in her sepulchre by the sea, in her tomb by the sounding sea.
Eye contact, stand straight, like a string, pulling you up from the bottom of the neck, hands behind the back, feet straight. Catch, feet straight. straight. Good. Now walk. Just walk. Don't scuffle your feet. Every step calculated. You know precisely where your foot is going to land before you even take the step. Edgar, come on. You look like a strutting hen. Just walk, all right? Feet straight. Scan the room. Look at everyone dead in the eyes. Make sure that they know that you're the one in charge.
The small free birds fly. Our love was on the wing. We had dreams and songs to sing. It's so lonely round the fields of Athenry. The fields of Athenry, where once we watched the small free birds
Edgar? Edgar, now this is crossing a line.
What line would that be?
You're drunk. In my house. You're not even out on the street this time. Edgar! Edgar!
What?
Stand. I said, stand.
That was my pencil.
And this is my house.
I don't need you. I can get by all by myself.
Really?
I don't need you or your money. Fine. Don't help me. Just give me a little pittance to live on
So
while
it's
I'm
my
in school.
fault you gambled it all away?
No. This isn't about money. You always make it into money. You don't care about me or my well-being. You just shuffle me off just like that.
Shuffle off? I think you're the one doing the shuffling.
No. Don't change the subject.
Change the
This
subject.
is about.
You are drunk in my house.
This is about. You don't care about me.
Don't care about you. That roof has been over your head for what? 18 years now?
And?
I sent you to school?
Begrudgingly.
That's not true, Edgar. I was happy to support in everything that I did.
You gave me a
over
roof.
all these years.
A house.
You never respected any of it.
Money, things, you never, not once, did you ever, have you ever. Well, it's not like you did it out of the kindness of your
I
heart.
brought you up from nothing. You had nothing. You were nothing. You were alone. And I took you in. Gave you all of this. And here you are, just drinking it all away.
You don't care about me, you don't care about my well-being, and you certainly don't care about my work.
What work?
My writing, my poetry.
Edgar, this is not a writing issue, all right? I
Minimize my
supported
work,
you.
not supporting it.
I bailed you out time
not
and
with
time
love
again
and
for all that
respect.
drinking and gambling
God
that time.
damn it, God
What
damn
is
it.
this all gonna
This
get?
isn't about money. It's not about money. Everything I love, you immediately hate.
That's not true.
You don't respect me. You don't love me. You just look at me with these dead eyes. There's nothing there. You just look at me with these eyes. Windows to a cold, judgmental, unfeeling. It's always money and business and stand straight. Don't scuff the feet. Don't scuff the feet. We've never had one nice moment. Nothing I can remember fondly. It always comes back to money. A single dollar is of more importance to you than 10,000 of me.
And a single drink is more important to you, Edgar, than 10,000 of me.
You're damn right it is. At least it makes me feel better. You said I had nothing when you took me in? You said I was alone when you took me in? Well, I'm still alone. I never had a father. He left and you took me in as a charity case, just a charity case, not a son. You never even adopted me and made it official.
Edgar, what does that matter? I raised you.
Yo, you wanted to keep me out of the inheritance. Is that it? Or is it not even that calculated? Is it that you're just ashamed of me?
When you like this, Edgar, it makes it real hard to summon up some pride in you.
Good, good. Finally, the truth. I'm leaving. I won't bother you with my presence anymore. You miserable, hard-hearted. I hate you. I hate you. I'd rather die homeless and destitute than spend another night under your roof. You can ride hell, God damn it, God damn you!
Please, just let me go, please, please. Ah! What are you doing here? You're still alive.
No one liked him. Not anyone I ever met, anyway.
It's just Ethan.
Not really.
It's just hallucinations.
Yes, there were women like you. Women who could be impressed by the type of sing-songy, second-rate tripe he would write. Once upon a midnight dreary, while I pondered weak and weary upon a quaint and many curious volumes of lore. Tripe! Naive, gullible, starstruck little girls who liked to believe they were in the presence of greatness, when in fact he was a drunken crank. That cold fish, Francis Osgood, you and his little cousin Virginia, who he married? Disgusting! He was a disgusting man. None of your friends liked him, did they? Your mother hated him, didn't she? You attacked me for writing my obituary of him when we both know that it was the cold, earnest truth. No one liked him. Did I manipulate him? Did I string him along? Pay him to write favorable reviews of my work? Did I recognize I could use him? And when I had an opportunity to get him fired, to do so and steal his job? Yes. I'll own up to all of that. You know why? He deserved it. I'm an editor. That means I make and praise writers. What's the point of having a little power if you can't wield it to crush insignificant, disgusting little insects? Crank, drunk, married his little cousin. Disgusting!
It's your fault. None of this would have happened if it wasn't for you. His blood is on your hands. Death, abandonment, he needed you, and you left him. But it wasn't your fault, right? Don't blame me. You know, his heart wasn't the only one who shattered. You know what you did.
Yes, I'm drunk, but I shouldn't have to deprive myself from the pleasures of life just because you don't like it.
I'm not marrying a drunk.
I am not a drunk. I just need something to numb the pain. Life.
We had a deal. You promised I would marry you if you just stopped
I know.
drinking.
I know. I tried.
Why? That's all I asked of you. Why? Why?
I don't know. I don't know.
I'm not gonna help you.
Help me what?
I'm not gonna help you kill yourself.
Just give me another chance, please, Sarah.
You've had plenty of chances.
So is that it? We're done? I have one drink and you get high on ether every day?
I have a heart condition! I can't. My mother said.
Yeah, your mother says. Your friends say. Say you don't love me. I know it's not true. You know it's not true. It's them. They say I'm bad for you. Please, Sarah. Sarah, I need you. Please. I love you. Give me another chance. Oh. No. Sarah, no.
We're done.
Reynolds. 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 Reynolds.
He was brought in about 2 hours ago. He was ranting and raving outside the tap room.
He seems completely disoriented.
Stinks of alcohol, incoherent, in and out of consciousness. Someone said they recognized him. A writer, I think they say. They keep saying Reynolds. Keep an eye on him. But I don't think it will last the night.
The fields of Athenry, where once we watched
Dark.
the small free birds
Cold.
fly.
Wind rustling the leaves.
We had dreams of songs.
I lay her down. Then I try and comfort her. I perform with her. Heart stops, but I keep breathing.
Edgar, darling. Edgar, come here. You know Mommy loves you, right? I don't know how to say this. I have to go away.
Why?
Mommy hasn't been feeling well, so I need to go.
I don't want you to go.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, I'm so sorry. When you were born, do you know the first thing you did was? You took your first breath and you started to cry, but it was only for a moment. And then we made eye contact and you started to smile. Ever since, you've had the most beautiful smile. No matter what happens, keep your smile. I will always be close by. But you just won't be able to see me, okay? I'll be all around you. I'll be like the wind, coming in and going out into the sea. All around you your whole life. I love you so much.
I love you too.
I'll always be with you. In your head, in your heart, and especially your heart. That is where I will stay. And I need you to know that if you ever feel scared, or confused, or angry, or sad, that I will always be there walking with you. I'll follow you always throughout your whole life. And if you ever feel like the world doesn't love you, remember me here, right now, that I love you always. My precious little boy.
Once upon a midnight dreary, while I pondered, weak and weary, over many a quaint and curious volume of forgotten lore, while I nodded, nearly napping, suddenly there came a tapping as of someone gently rapping at my chamber door. "'Tis some visitor," I muttered, tapping at my chamber door. Only this and nothing more. Ah, distinctly, I remember it was in the bleak December, and each separate dying ember brought its ghost upon the floor. Eagerly I wished the morrow, vainly I sought to borrow from my books surcease of sorrow, sorrow for the lost Lenore, for the rare and radiant maiden whom the angels name Lenore, nameless here, forevermore. And the silken and silent rustling of each purple curtain thrilled me, filled me with fantastic terrors never felt before, so that now to the still beating of my heart I stood repeating, "'Tis some visitor entreating entrance at my chamber door. Some late visitor entreating entrance at my chamber door. That it is, and nothing more." Presently my soul grew stronger, hesitating that no longer. "Sir," said I, "or madam, your forgiveness I implore, but the fact is, I was napping, and so gently you came rapping, and so faintly you came tapping, tapping at my chamber door, that I scarce was sure I heard you." Here I opened wide the door. Darkness there and nothing more. Deep into that darkness peering long, I stood there wondering, fearing, doubting, dreaming dreams no mortal ever dared to dream before. But the silence was unbroken, and the darkness gave no token, and the only word there spoken was the whispered word, "Lenore?" This I whispered, and an echo murmured back the word, merely this and nothing more. Back into the chamber, turning, all my soul within me burning. "Surely," said I, "surely that is something at my window lattice. Let me see what thereat is, and this mystery explore. Let my heart be still a moment, and this mystery explore. 'Tis the wind and nothing more." Open here I flung the shutter, when with many a flirt and flutter in stepped a stately raven of the saintly days of yore. Not the least obeisance made he, not a minute stopped or stayed he, but with mien of lord or lady perched above my door, perched upon the bust of Pallas just above my chamber door, perched and sat and nothing more. Then this ebony bird beguiling my fancy into smiling, "Though thy crest be shorn and shaven thou," I said, "art sure no craven, ghastly, grim, and ancient raven, wandering from the nightly shore? Tell me what thy lordly name is on the night's Plutonian shore." Quoth the raven, Much I marveled this ungainly fowl to hear discourse so plainly, though its answer little meaning, little relevancy bore. But for we cannot help agreeing that no living human being ever yet was blessed with seeing bird above his door, bird above the sculptured bust above his chamber door, with such name as. But the bird sitting lonely on the placid bust spoke only that one word, as if his soul in that one word he did outpour. Nothing more than he uttered, not a feather than he fluttered, till I scarcely more than muttered. Other friends have flown before. On the morrow he will leave me as my hopes have flown before. Then the bird said, startled at the stillness broken by reply so aptly spoken. Doubtless, said I, what it utters is its only stock and store, caught from some unhappy master, whom unmerciful disaster followed fast and followed faster, till his songs one burden bore, till the dirges of his hope that melancholy bore of never, nevermore. Then this ebony bird beguiling all my sad soul into smiling. Straight I wheeled a cushioned seat in front of bird and bust and door, and upon the velvet sinking I betook myself to linking, thinking what this ominous bird of yore, what this grim, ungainly, ghastly, gaunt and ominous bird of yore meant in croaking. This I sat engaged in guessing, but no syllable expressing to the fowl whose fiery eyes now burned into my bosom's core. This I sat divining with my head at ease, reclining on the cushion's velvet lining with that lamp-like loaded o'er. But whose velvet violet lining with the lamp-like gloating o'er she shall press, nevermore. Then methought the air grew denser, perfumed from an unseen censer swung by seraphim whose footballs tinkled on the tufted floors. Wretch, I cried, by that God hath blent thee, by these angels he hath sent thee. Respite, respite and nepenthe from thy memories, love Lenore. Quaff, oh quaff, this kind nepenthe and forget this lost Lenore. Quoth the raven, prophet, said I, thing of evil, prophet still, if bird or devil, whether tempter sent or whether tempest tossed thee here ashore, desolate, yet all undaunted on this desert land enchanted, on this home by horror haunted, tell me, I implore, is there balm in Gilead? Tell me, I implore. Quoth the raven, prophet, said I, thing of evil, prophet still, if bird or devil, by that heaven that bends above us, by that God we both adore, tell this sorrow sore with laden, if within the distant Aden it shall clasp a sainted maiden, clasp a rare and radiant maiden whom the angels name Lenore. Quoth the raven, be that were her sign of parting, bird or fiend, I shrieked of starting. Get thee back into the tempest and the night's Plutonian shore. Leave no that plume as a sign of that lie thy soul hath spoken. Leave my loneliness unbroken. Quit the bust above my door. Take thy beak from off my heart and thy form from off my door. Quoth the raven. But the raven never flitting, still is sitting on the pallid bust of Pallas just above my chamber door. And his eyes have all the seeming of a demon's that is dreaming, and the lamplight o'er him streaming throws his shadow on the floor. And my soul from out that shadow that lies floating on the floor shall be lifted nevermore. Mom, I got you another flower. Mom, wake up. Mom, wait. Dr. Reynolds.
Dr. Reynolds?
Dr. Reynolds, help! She won't wake up.
Dr. Reynolds.
Help, please. No, Dr. Reynolds! Dr. Reynolds, help! Reynolds! 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 Lord, have mercy on my soul.
Walk.
Eddie!
Just walk.
Eddie, do you have any new stories to tell?
Just, please, just stop. Please, just stop. Please.
No one liked him.
Please, just stop. I didn't stop.
You know precisely
I didn't, please don't. Please don't If thy sad heart, pining for human love, in its earth's solitude grew dark with fear, lest the high sun of heaven itself grew powerless to save from that phantasmal sphere wherein thy spirit wandered. If the flowers that pressed around thy feet seemed but to bloom in lone Gethsemane, through starless hours, when all who loved and left thee to thy doom. Oh, yet believe that in that hollow veil where thy soul lingers, waiting to attain so much of heaven's sweet grace as shall avail to lift its burden of remorseful pain, my soul shall meet thee and its heaven forego, till God's great love on both one hope, one heaven bestow. I'm sorry. I love you. I love you so much.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.